Hello, queens. So, as the title suggests, I asked you guys on my Instagram story. If you're not following me on Instagram, you very much should be. Okay? I asked you, what story time did you guys want from me? You said you wanted a story about the time my job thought I died in Mexico. So we're just going to get into it. I'm going to do my makeup as we tell this little story time, okay? Yeah, it's your girl Sierra Renee. I do vlogs, but I also want to get into story time. I'm a yapaholic, okay? I want to show y'all what that mouth do.
What?
Yap. What that mouth do. Blow out hot air, okay? So, yeah, I have nothing else to say. Let's get into it. Okay, let me wet the whisk. The whisk is wet. Okay, so the year is, imagine it's a flashback. You going back in time. The year is like, I think it's 2018, okay? Your girl is like freshly graduated out of college. And if you went to college to get more knowledge, then you know the time after you graduate is insanity. It's insanity because everybody's looking at you like, you got that degree, what are you gonna do? And I really had a plan. I said this a million times over, okay, that my plan was to work at the EPA. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to work at the EPA. That could not happen because the same man that's in office was in office before, and he had a hiring ban on the government, much like he does now, okay? So keep that in mind. For the look today, we're going to do my very routine summer look. It's literally 100 degrees outside. Don't let the robe fool you. It's 100 degrees outside. So I'm going to show you how I do my makeup. The first thing is you're going to take this Danessa Myricks Universal Balm Blurring Powder. It's the best, as you can see. I really do be using this. Okay. The year is like 2018. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I want a full-time job. I work in journalism. Like, I have a degree in journalism with a minor in environmental studies. I want to work at the EPA. That wasn't happening. So the gag is with journalism is like people used to, it's not like this anymore, but people used to get a job and never leave. Like, you know, like that's how it was across industries. So people, it was not a lot of full-time jobs whatsoever in that realm. But that's what I really wanted to do. Okay. Follow your dreams, follow your passions. So it's one day I'm at the nail salon. And one thing about me, I'm going to keep some change on me. Like, I've always been the type of person that I'm getting money one way or the other. Okay. So it's just the money's coming to me. I don't sell butt.
First things first.
I don't sell butt. I've never sold butt. Okay. Let's keep that in mind. Never sold butt. Never done anything weird for a piece of change. For a while, I wanted to be a bottle girl. But then I realized I don't like people that much. And I can't smile at men that much. It's against my religion. So that wouldn't have worked. So at this point in time, I'm literally a barista. I'm working at a cafe, coffee shop, serving up popsicles, cakes, pies, coffee, matcha, etc., etc., etc. And I'm still looking for like that big girl job. So I'm getting my nails done. That's back before I even like would do gel. Oh, we're going in. Actually, let me think about this, because what you use on your face is very importante. I think the Charolette Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation has SPF in it. I'm pretty sure this does. Or I can use my Fenty Beauty Soft Lit. Actually, factually, we're going to go in with a stick. So I'm going to use this Basma Beauty one. That's not the right color. Sorry. We're going to go in with this Basma Beauty foundation stick in the shade 13. I have to find the matching brush for it now as well. So give me a second because it's going to be a lot of rattling. Oh my gosh. I should have had everything out. Okay. That wasn't too bad. This is a perfect shade match for me. Okay. Look. Watch this. It's skin. Okay. So I'm at the nail salon. This is before I'm even getting gel done. I'm on one of my off days from selling up cakes and pies and popsicles. Okay. And I'm like, actually, I'm lying. I had 2 jobs at once. I was getting to the bag. So at this point in time, I was serving up cakes, pies, and popsicles like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I think it was, or Tuesday, Thursday. It was actually Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. I was the barista. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I was in New York because I had an internship at Vibe magazine where I met my husband, Billboard/Vibe. So I would go like Hannah Montana. I would go up to New York for 3 days at a time, either stay with my famous cousin in his house and then come back, or stay with a friend, and then I would come back to Philly. I literally had 2 different lives at this point. It was giving bipolar. Like, it was just like too much going on. 2 different lives. Now we got the backstory. This is like, I'm never the type of girl to be like, let's keep a long story short. I'm going to give you the whole long story so you know what's going on. Okay, boom. At the nail salon, getting my nails done. This place had like 2 or 3 locations around the bitty. And I loved them. It was actually near where I lived at that point. Because this is the other thing you need to know about me. I'ma get it. How I live. Okay. So at this time, I had a split life. But my friend moved to LA. She was living with her other friend. At that point, I was like, girl, I cannot pay $700 a month in rent. Because again, I'm an intern. I'm moving around. You know, it's not like a real livable salary to be doing anything. Is just for shits and gigs. So I tell her, until you find a person to move in, I can give you like half the rent. So she's like, okay, cool. That takes like the pressure off me, so I don't have to worry about whatever. So we worked out this deal. So at this point, I'm living 2 blocks away from this nail salon. So me and my friend go into the nail salon. We get our nails done. I like going to this nail salon because they would massage your back. They would give you a massage while you're getting your nails done. So I'm in there, oh my God, with my friend. And we start talking to the owner. And she's talking about how, she's really not even talking to me, actually. But I love to interject. I just put on the Haus Labs foundation in light, medium, neutral. I really use this, okay? So the owner is not even talking to me. She's talking to like another girl at like the station next to her. And she's like, I really need to find somebody that does like social media stuff because I have these 2 salons. I'm about to open 3. And I just want to promote more on social media. So back at this time, Instagram was popping. Maybe Vine was popping. Twitter was popping. So it wasn't as like TikTok wasn't around at that point. It was like Musically at that point. So she started talking to the girl. I'm getting my nails done. I said, you need somebody to do what? Because one thing about me, I'm going to get to the bag. So now we're going in with the Milk Makeup Sculpt Sick and Simmer. I love her. To do my initial contour. So I hear her talk. I hear her say that. And I'm like, okay, she needs somebody to do the social media stuff. I haven't always loved social media, ironically, because, you know, that's like my job now. But the thing about me is it was always interesting to me. Like I had real bad, I guess you could call them like perception, self-esteem issues where I didn't want to be perceived on the internet. Like I was like, how embarrassing. Like I didn't make an Instagram, I think, until I was like in college, like almost done college. Like I did not always like the social media. But I thought it was interesting, and I'm like, well, maybe I can get over like my fear of being perceived and being seen if I do social media for a business, because it always like interests me. I will always make little videos on my phone, even when I didn't have a social media. Like I would just make videos of me doing stuff. Like I can go back in the vault and find videos of me using my phone doing stuff. So I asked the lady, because you can't be afraid to shoot your shot. I asked her, I'm like, wait, you need somebody to do what? Like, what's going on? I just graduated. I have a degree in journalism. That's basically like social media management. You should hire your girl to do this. So she's like, wait, what? We start talking. She's like, take my number down. I'm like, this is going to be so lit. Like, this is a new beginning. This is a big break. And I'm going to take her number down, because we're really chatting. We're really in the chat, okay? We're going to use this One Size setting powder in the color or shade Sweet Honey. I've been obsessed with this stuff to bake our little faces. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a lot. So at this point, you're probably asking yourself, girl, how are you gonna work at the popsicle shop, go up to Vibe in New York, and also do the social media for this nail salon? But it was really easy to me because I kind of made my own schedule at the popsicle shop, because it was like 5 or 6 employees. Like, it was like 5 or 6 of us, barely, okay? And then what happened was, since all my friends graduated, once I got in and established, and it would be like, we need more people for the schedule, we don't know who to hire, I would basically be like, here, I know people, because I knew all my friends had also just graduated. So I would get them a job. So I basically worked this job with, like, literally at that point all of my friends. So we will all like be on the schedule. So it was like, girl, they're not really doing nothing else. If I need my shift covered for the day, I'll just have them do it. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't that it was like a chill job. So that wasn't no thing, because I'ma always feed the streets. So if I got a job, then we got a job. So period. So that was my plan. And that's how it was going to work, okay? So, yeah, I told the lady, I'm like, yeah, I do have other obligations. However, I can make this work. Like, I can come into the salon one day a week, capture the content that you want me to capture, and make like 3-4 videos while I'm there. You pay me by the hour, and then I slide to whatever else I got to do in the day. You know what I mean? And she was like, okay, like, that sounds good. So I'm thinking we really have an agreement. So I'm like, okay, this is going to be lit. More money coming in. At that point, I was making like $11 an hour at Vibe. So it was not giving rolling in the dough for the interns. Absolutely not. But it was more about kind of like the connections. I'm going in with the Sephora matte bronzer. It's a Sephora brand matte bronzer in the shade Mykonos. I swear they don't make this anymore, because I go to Sephora all the time to look for it, and they never have this color, but it's like such a good bronzing color. So anyhow, I'm like, this is great. You know, that's the general consensus. I start texting her. I'm like, I've always loved nails. I always love nail salons. Like, I want to open my own nail salon. That is true. Like, I love a nail salon so bad. So she's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have you come in to this other location. Like, it was at that time the newer location. Now it's still around. Like, the place I'm talking about is still around. So she's like, we're going to have you go to this other location. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the color medium brown. I like it because it has the 2 sides. So it's a little spoolie in this. I can't handle the dip brow right now. So she's like, you're going to come to this location and we're going to get you trained, and then we'll go from there. And I said, okay, perfect. This sounds great, because a part of me also wanted this job at this time, because I'm like, okay, if I make more money, then my friend won't have to keep subletting, and I can just live in the apartment and pay the $700 a month, because at this point I'll have like 3 jobs. But it'll work out, because I was making $11 an hour from Vibe. At the popsicle shop, I was making like, it was something really stupid for that era of time, and like what I had to do. I swear it had to have been like $15 an hour or something. So I was actually making more from working at the popsicle shop at that point. Also, once I got to a certain point in the internship and realized that I didn't need to keep going to New York, but they would still pay me just to like write stories, I would be working 2 jobs at once. So I would be at the popsicle shop while like writing a story for the internship. So I would literally be at the popsicle shop, and they would like notify me like, Sierra, you have this story to write, and then I would write it. Like, this is towards the end of the internship, and they wasn't going to hire us because I knew they ain't had no damn money. So I had to get it how I live. Like, one thing about me, I'm going to get to it. And then I realized that there was 2 locations of the little pop shop. There was one in Rittenhouse Square, which was very bougie frou-frou. And then there was the other location in West Philly, which was more chill, and you didn't have to make drinks. So once I realized that you didn't have to make drinks there, I was like, hey, can I also pick up shifts at the one in West Philly? The reason I did that though was because since I didn't have to make drinks, I had more time to focus on writing the stories while at work. And there was nobody else that worked there. Like at the Rittenhouse one, sometimes you would have 2 people on the shift. So if it's going to be 2 people, I can't be working 2 jobs at once, because even though it's like my friends, it just looks bad. It would just not be good to like leave people hanging like that. So I figured that's my plan. I'll work at the West Philly one because it was more quiet and it only had popsicles. The interactions take like a minute or 2 because there's a few popsicles. Choose one, get out of my face and go live your life. So that was my like scam and hustle. So I knew what I was doing. Okay, I'm giving you just backstory and context. I love this stuff so much. This is the, what is this? Oh my God, who is she? Charlotte Tilbury. You can tell I love it so much. There's barely nothing in here. Girl. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Powder in the color Tan Deep. Is this tan or deep? No, it's like white people color. Like they need to do more. But look at how it brightens this under eye. You see how it just like looks bright in comparison to this one? So I just like to add a little bit of this under to brighten up the eye. Okay. Let me get to the reason you're here. So the first day comes where we talk, we make up the schedule. I'm going to come train for a day and we're going to go from here. The first day it comes, I show up to the place. They have like an office manager situation, like not office manager, but like a salon, like manager girl. Like she's like the receptionist. Why can't I think of that word? I don't know. I need to read more books. So the receptionist. So I pull up and I'm like, hey, oh my God, I'm here to be like the social media person. And this is me. I'm Sierra. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? So she is like really nice. And she's like, okay, like showing me around, telling me what I'm supposed to be doing. But then what had happened was, as she's telling me what I'm going to be doing, she slides in and says, yeah, you know, because you're going to have to help take off gel polish. Like you'll have some responsibilities around here.
Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
And at first I was like, okay, I don't mind a little response, like a little responsibility. Also, I'm about to use the Backtrack by MAC, the fluid liner. I'm going to do a little liner. I hand draw on my liner now because the felt tip pens dry out too quick and this lasts longer. So actually, I don't know if I can talk and do it because I need to pay attention. Let's see. Okay, so she slides in the fact that I will have to like take off people's gel polish as they come in as a help in the salon. And all I'm thinking is, girl, I'm not licensed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love a nail salon. I can do my own nails, but I'm not licensed. So like, is this legal? Like, are you trying to put me in prison? Because that can't be like, that cannot be legal. But she's just like, yeah, you know, like it'll help out. We all kind of pull our weight in the salon. Blah, blah, blah. Like, it'll be really fun. Blah, blah, blah. So, I'm, like, not thinking much of it at first. Then she tell me I gotta take out trash. And I'm like, okay. I'm all about the community. You see how it just makes the perfect line. I'm all about community and giving it up together. But, girlfriend, what do you mean I might have to take off gel nail polish, clean pedicure bowls, help set up manicure stations? Like, this is like what she's telling me. And I'm looking at her like she has 42 heads because, me, I'm meant to do all that. And the issue is not that I had a problem with doing any of that. The issue is that I'm here to take videos and pictures and post stuff on social media. I'm not here to be like the shop flunky, like doing all this stuff. Like, that's not what I was told. I have to stop talking for a second because I literally cannot do this other eye and talk because it's just going to be too much for me. So give me a second. Okay, it's not perfect, but like it'll have to do. And I'm not going to turn to the side because you're not about to judge and laugh at me. So they tell me all this responsibility I'm going to have, cleaning out bowls, setting up pedicures, setting up manicures, helping people take off the gel. Mind you, I'm not equipped. I'm not equipped to do all this. And I don't need to mess up nobody's nail by accident. And then they try to, like, it's just too much for your girl. It's too much for your girl. I'm going to go in with the Saie Beauty Blush in the color Chili. Just because it's like a light, cute color. You really don't need a lot. Like, that's how much I do. And then I dab it all out on my hand. You'll see. Until it's like nothing there. And then just lightly with a, what's this called? A blush brush. Light and fluffy. And just kind of drag it on my cheek to give me some type of color. So I'm like, yeah, this is too much for your girl. But I was training there for one day to like see how it was. And then when I came back from this trip I was taking to Mexico, I was going to come back and start like officially working, officially doing the social media. I was just kind of getting trained, getting the lay of the land, making sure that I knew like what was going on. So when I came back from my trip, it would be like A-okay. I'm going to go with more blush. I'm going to use the Basma Beauty Blush in the color Fuchsia. Love this blush. It's so pretty. What is... Oh, I'm like, is my track going out? It was not. So I was going to Mexico as like a little graduation trip. So me and my mom were going on this little graduation trip. My dad wasn't going for some reason. I think she told him she wanted a girl trip. I don't know. I don't know why he wasn't there. But the trip was supposed to be Jamaica, but then I got my gallbladder taken out. So much was happening when I first graduated. Like, I don't know if that was a good omen or a bad omen. Like, should I have known something? Because it was just too much going on. So my mom had to change the trip around for my graduation trip and make it to Mexico. Specifically, like Cancun and Tulum. But this was before Tulum was even a thing. Like, there was nothing there. Like, Tulum isn't like what, like, Tulum used to not be what you said. It was just like an island with nothing on it. It didn't have matcha and all this parties. It wasn't like that. Like, that's when I went. And when it was just Pablo Escobar's house and that was it. Okay. We're shaping up so far. I think I'm going to go in with a little... I'm going to set this face. I'm not going to put anything else on. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Spray. Because I can't deal with the one size in my mouth right now. And this one smells really good. Okay. So... I go on a trip to Mexico. I have a ball. Me and my mom, we have a ball, a blast. It's a GT. It's a great time. I used to go to Mexico all the time when I was a kid, you know, only child privilege. So we would go for basically every spring break that I had. So I've been in Mexico quite a bit. So we go, we have a fun time. Me and the girl that is the receptionist, while I was training that day, she added me on Snap. Snap was like the big dog. It still is the big dog. But she added me on Snap. And she's like seeing me like having a blast in Mexico. Blah, blah, blah. We're talking about it. She's like, I can't wait to hear about it when you come back. As I'm sitting on this yacht, I'm sitting on this boat. We going to like from the Riviera Maya to Tulum on like the boat doing a day trip. And as I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the open ocean and I'm thinking about my life and I'm pondering out, I'm like, there's no way that I can go back. There's no way I can go back and clip people's toenails and set up the bowls and do all this stuff. I just can't do it. And not because it's like a thing of, oh, I think I'm so much better than. No, it's just that the more I thought about it, and it was like, if I want to do nails, I could have just done nails. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could have just went to nail school and done that. But just because now I can't work at the EPA because there's a hiring freeze and blah, blah, blah. Like, just because the plan that I had in my head isn't working out the way that I thought it would, doesn't mean that I should just completely do a whole 180 and start, like, doing nails. Like, you know, like, I must try more in the field that I actually want to be in. Like, I have to try. So I'm on the boat, and you know when you like the ocean hitting you in the face and you looking out over the water and you hearing the boat go shh, 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 because it's hitting the waves and the sun hitting on you and they playing music. La 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 bamba. La 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 bamba. And you hearing that and you just like sitting there. You like, damn, yeah. It was like the Lord had talked to me that day on the water. So I knew I wasn't going back. Like, I had an epiphany on the boat that I wasn't coming back. Now, that was an epiphany to me. Okay? I was just going to enjoy the trip. I knew I wasn't coming back. So I'm like, you know, I'll tell them when I get back. So I enjoy the rest of my trip. Everything's lovely. I have the epiphany. I come back to Philly. And I'm going to go on with the Kulfi Beauty. This is their Baby Lash Mascara. Tube Mascara. Tube Mascara is the best in the summer because it won't flick off on your face, okay? And it's 100 degrees outside, like I said. So I come back from Philly. This is how I put on my mascara, too. A mirror underneath so you can see from, like, the shaft of the lash makes it so much easier. I promise you, bestie. Okay. I come back to Philly, and I'm finishing up the internship at Vibe. I'm like, okay, I'm figuring this out. At the very last second, I go to this random job interview for a social media manager position with the city of Philadelphia. And it's like a contract position, but it was meant to last from like I think it was like July or August until like November, December, with like the chance to like stay and they extend you. So I'm like, okay, this like, I'm just going to go to this interview. Once I get back, I go to the interview. It was like one of those situations where I applied before I went. They got back to me whilst I was on a trip. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to do this interview right when I get back. I told you I had the epiphany on the boat. And the epiphany was, this may not be the best thing that we need to do right now. Me, myself, and I talked to us, we and they, and we agreed. It was not the best decision. So I go to the interview. Ironically, I get hired on the spot. Like, that was like the first time that's happened to me in my life. Like, I was giving them my good spiel. I was telling them what was going on. We was vibing. We were laughing. They were like, this is great. And then I walked out of the building. As soon as I got to the elevator, got downstairs, they called me. They was like, can you come back up? You got the job. That's how I felt. It was so amazing because, again, it's a testament of sometimes things just don't go like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta stay the course, even when it gets tough, even when it just feels like, damn, this is hopeless. You have to stay the course, okay? So what did I do with the nail salon? That's such a great question. So after I got the job, they wanted me to start like literally that Monday. So I finished up the internship at Vibe. I cried because I wasn't going to see my future actual husband currently anymore. Because, you know, I got a job. So I wasn't going to keep going back and forth to New York. This is just a Glossier balm.com in the color Universal. I just want a light gloss on. My lips are really dry. So I was really sad because at that point I was friends with everybody from my internship, but I got a job, and that was the whole point of why I was there. So maybe a month had gone by. They have been texting me and asking me like, hey girl, like, when are you coming back, blah blah blah, at the nail salon, and I didn't respond. And I didn't respond because at that time I was like still a child. I was still new to the workforce. So I didn't know how to simply just be like, hey, I don't want to do this. Like, this is not what I was promised. I don't want to do this. I won't be coming back. That was a lot for me because at that time I hated confrontation. Now I love confrontation. Like, I love confrontation so much. I like when, I love confrontation. Confrontation is so necessary because if we just get it on and popping, then we can move on with our lives. People don't like confrontation because they're like, ooh, I gotta like deal with this. I love it because let me know where you stand. Let me know where I stand. We stand where we stand, and then we move on. So at that point, I didn't like confrontation. The girl that was a receptionist, mind you, we're friends on Snapchat at this point. One day, I'm going through my Snap stories, and she had accidentally, she had accidentally posted her cooch. Okay, I'm scrolling on my Snapchat. All of a sudden, coochie. I see a cooch. Oh my god, it's a cute cooch. Objectively, is a cute cooch. Her coochie was cute, but it wasn't when I didn't expect to see a cooch on my Snapchat story. So, of course, I messaged her to be like, hey, just so you know, you posted your cooch onto your Snapchat story. Because here's the thing. I wouldn't want that to be me. Like, if I'm snapping cooch pics, I don't want it to accidentally end up on my story. People see it or screenshot it and then don't address it. I'd rather just send you a quick, hey girl, your cooch is on your story. You might want to delete it. You didn't send it to who you thought you sent it to. I actually can see it. And it was an angle. It was an angle of the coochie pic that informed me that it was meant to go to somebody specific. You know, if I don't send coochie pics, okay? But if you were to send a coochie pics, this is my hypothesis. If you're going to send your coochie busted open, is a way to do it in like a cute way where it's tactful. You may add some scenery to the nude. I don't know. You may add like a cute, like you may put it in bright light. You may make it look cute. You may I don't know. You may just do a little bit more. This was like, it was just like, quick. Like it was a quick coochie pic. Like somebody said, hey babe, send me a coochie pic. And she said, like, it was quick. Like I knew that it was a quick coochie pic because the way that the angle, it was like when you squat to pee. That was like kind of like the angle, which lets me know that they already saw the cooch. Cause you didn't even try to you didn't bedazzle it. It wasn't necessarily shaved. It was very quick fashion in a hurry. They needed to see the coochie right then. So you sent the coochie pic very fast. She wasn't even thinking about, you get what I'm saying? You understand. It was a quick coochie pic. So I just saw that and not even remember that I'm ghosting them because girlhood takes precedent to the fact that this takes precedent to the fact that I'm ghosting y'all. Okay? So I send a message to be like, hey girl, your coochie's on your story. Cute cooch, but it's on your story. And she responds and she says, oh my God, Sierra. And then that's when it dawned on me, girl, you were supposed to be playing dead. You were supposed to be ghosting them. So you should have just let the coochie pic slide. That's what I get for believing in girlhood. Okay? So she's like, oh my God, Sierra, is this you? And I'm like, LOL, hey, yeah, it's me, girl, in the flesh, LOL. And she's like, what happened to you? We all thought you died in Mexico. And I was like, what? Me? That's crazy. No, girl, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. And then that's when I had to tell her the truth that I just didn't want to work there. And I didn't know how to say that. So what I had done was just ghosted them. Was it wrong? Yes. And she said, hey, so did you just not want to work here anymore? And I said, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I didn't want to work here and I didn't know how to say that. I didn't want everybody to feel bad, because we was really vibing and I just didn't know how to say that. So I just ghosted y'all, my fault. And then she basically was like, yeah, I figured it's chill, it's calm. It's chill, it's calm. Basically, see you on the flip. Thank you for telling me my coochie's in the wind. And what did I learn from that? Let's think. I learned that ghosting people is bad. Did I still ghost people after that? Yeah, but only in a dating context. That's a little different. So ghosting is bad. You just need to say how you feel and get the uncomfortable part out the way. I also learned that you need to just stick to the plan, even when it don't make sense. You know what I mean? Stick to your plan. And the path will be carved out for you. If you start zooming and zagging too much off the course of what you want, you just kind of setting yourself back with temporary bursts of fulfillment. You need to stay the course even when it gets tough, even when you feel like giving up. I'm talking to you and me right now because I need to hear that right now too. Stay the course even when you want to give up. And I also learned if you're going to bust that cooch open, make sure that it's going to the right person. Or just don't bust the cooch open at all. Don't even send the picture. So, yeah, that's the story time of how my job thought that I died in Mexico. Also, ironically, during that time, I think they also thought that because there was a plane crash or something around that time. So I guess they thought that was me. But no, I'm still alive. In the flesh. Anyways, thank you for listening to me rant. I literally cannot see. Beautiful. Oh my God, this did come out really cute. Thank you for listening to me rant and talk about how I did all that. This was young Sierra things. The mature me would not do this. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Love you. Bye. Also, let me know if you want more story times. Okay. Love you. Bye.